Hi, I'm Noah, and I'm roasting one person who passed away in every year of the 20th century. Today I'll be roasting Ottoman Turkish general, 1922 loss, and a man who always looks like he just dropped his monocle, Enver Pasha. Enver was a military officer in the Ottoman Empire who was one of the leaders of the 1908 Young Turks Revolution that was launched to reinstate the Ottoman constitution, and then 5 years later led a coup after the new constitutional government tried to negotiate an end to a war that Enver wanted to continue. Enver's position was clear. The country needed to have a constitution to protect the idea that the law was more important than the whims of any one person, unless that one person was Enver. In launching his coup, Enver intended to turn power over to the Minister of War, Nazim Pasha, but during the coup, one of Enver's soldiers accidentally shot and killed Nazim. That's bad, but I will say this for Enver. Usually when he killed someone who didn't deserve it for absolutely no reason, that was at least what he intended to do. During World War I, Enver personally led Ottoman troops at the Battle of Sarıkamash, where Enver failed to properly outfit his troops for the harsh winter conditions in the mountains, resulting in somewhere around 25,000 of them freezing to death before the battle even began. To make matters even worse, out of those 25,000 people, not one of them was Enver Pasha. Enver blamed his defeat on the Armenians in his army supposedly being disloyal, even though, by his own admission, he only survived the battle because of the intervention of an Armenian sergeant major named Hovannes. Enver was obviously just exploiting ethnic prejudices when he blamed the Armenians, but one Armenian did make a huge strategic mistake. He saved the life of Enver, who caused the loss in the first place. Enver, in his capacity as Minister of War, was a major perpetrator of the genocidal campaign of mass deportations and massacres of Armenians, which he and other Ottoman officials planned to blame on bands of criminals that they employed to carry out the genocide getting out of control. That's obviously not a real excuse, but it is true that none of these atrocities could have happened if the Ottomans didn't empower people that they knew were monsters, like Enver. Years later, when Enver was in exile in the Soviet Union, he was eventually killed by a unit of the Soviet army that was commanded by an ethnic Armenian. The details of Enver's death are in dispute. Some people say that he was shot, some say that he was killed by a saber, but one thing that we can say for sure is that since he died at the age of 40, he died 40 years too late. Alright, please consider donating to help the family that I sponsor in Gaza. If you'd like to support me or watch bonus videos, please check out my Then let me know who else to roast, and join me next time when I'll be roasting British Prime Minister, 1923 loss, and a man seen here right after someone told him what his name sounds like in modern slang, Bonner Law.